If we want to close the meal gap in Rhode Island, we should invest in programs that are effective at preventing hunger, like SNAP and WIC. This year we have an opportunity to significantly boost participation in WIC because the state is converting to e-WIC, replacing paper vouchers for food with an easy-to-use EBT card. We have with us this morning the person in Rhode Island who's leading that effort, Ann Barone, the director of WIC. Please welcome Ann.
Thank you, Andrew. I really do appreciate being invited to this meeting today. I think it's a very important topic. I think I have spent my whole career trying to prevent hunger in the state of Rhode Island, so I appreciate this opportunity to talk about some of the exciting things we're doing. And thank you, Senators Reid and Whitehouse. Without your support, WIC would not exist in Rhode Island. We are 100% federally funded in this state, so there are no state tax dollars that are used to support the WIC program. We have a lot of real support from our community partners, and which we appreciate, but basically, without the support of our congressmen, our senators, we would not exist at all. And we'd be back into the 60s, where if any of those who are as old as I am remember the war on poverty, and that babies in this country were dying of starvation. They did not have enough food to live. That in itself just keeps me going every day to know that we can make such a difference in this world. So I'm not sure how many people know much about the WIC program. We tend to get a little confused with other programs, but we basically are a preventative health care program. We are housed at the Department of Health, and our goal is basically to provide enough nutrition education and food and referrals so that babies' brains have the ability to have optimal growth when it's really critical. When babies are in the womb or when they're first born, their brains are growing faster than they will ever grow in their whole entire life. So this is an opportunity. We serve a very limited group of people for a very short time. It's a cost-effective program, and it basically, the health outcomes have been documented. In the 60s, children who would have qualified for WIC who were not on had very low iron levels and they were failure to thrive. Today, we don't see that. We don't see the iron deficiency anemia. We don't see the failure to thrive. We do, however, see other issues, obesity being one of them, which if any of you had seen the news in the past week, in Rhode Island, WIC has been effective in starting to reduce some of the obesity rates in children in Rhode Island. So we are making progress. We are a program that's based basically on science. So we take the recommendations of doctors, CDC, World Health Organization, and put it into practice. So one thing that WIC has struggled with in the past few years, nationwide this has happened, is that we have available funds, we are supported by our Congress, and we have people who are not staying on the program. And one of the thoughts is it's a difficult program. We don't give money for food, we give food. So basically, when a person goes into the WIC office, they have the opportunity to speak with a nutritionist. We check their iron level, we check their weight and their growth, and we serve pregnant, breastfeeding, and postpartum participants, as well as children to the age of 5. So from birth to the age of 5, we serve clients. So that's it. That's the small group of people that we serve. We provide as much opportunity for education. We refer to programs because many times a nutritionist may sit there with a woman who is not going to talk nutrition. They don't have a roof over their head. So we work with our partnering agencies to help refer them so that they can get the roof over their head to be able to focus on eating healthy, getting their families to eat healthy, making sure that children have the food. Because one thing that I think that we don't spend a lot talking about is that children who are on WIC for the full 5 years, and even when moms are pregnant and then they're on for the 5 years, the children actually do better in school than their peers. So we do know that we document brain growth and development. We do know that we have healthier birth outcomes from women who are on WIC while they're pregnant. They have lower premature babies. They have a lower percentage of low birth weight babies. So these babies are starting off healthier as they're on the program. So the question is, why do people drop off the program? Well, when you go into a WIC store, a WIC approved store, and you get your groceries, you have these paper checks that you have to separate out from your regular groceries. So every WIC check is a transaction in a store, which for a family is very embarrassing. It's you're standing in a line. Think about like this week when the grocery stores are going to be busy, and someone is in front of you with 4 transactions that they have to make. It's hard for the parents, it's hard for the families, it's hard for the people behind them in line. So how can we make it easier? Well, thanks again to Congress, in 2010, they mandated WIC programs to become EWIC, EBT, where we put the food now on an EBT card. And Rhode Island is making progress there. In January, we will be piloting the EWIC program in the East Bay area. That's Newport, Tiverton, Bristol, and East Providence. And the first day of pilot is January 22nd, I'm happy to say. So by the middle of 2020, all of Rhode Island will be EWIC ready. And what that means is our clients things will be much more flexible. On a paper check, you have to get everything on that check. If you miss something, you will be out that food for the month. With EWIC, you'll be able to buy what you need the day you go by. Put all of your groceries on the conveyor belt, have them all go through at once. You swipe your EWIC card, you swipe your SNAP card, you pay cash, and it all looks seamless to everyone around. There's no blinking of the lights for the cashiers or anything that would embarrass a client, a family, or cause any eye rolls in the aisles or things like that. We've also done some other things. In WIC, we give out a food guide. This is our newest one, not our older one. And the food guide, people go through and look what's available on the store. We are now going to be adding an app to people's phones so that they'll be able to go through the store and scan the UPC code and say, yep, it's WIC, there you go, you can get that with your card. We also are looking at online education series so people don't have to keep coming back into the clinics. And to really make it easier and more convenient, people's lives are so busy, especially with young children, that the easier we can make this keeping the quality of the program, because we want to continue with the outcomes, but we really, really, really want people to use the benefits. Again, thinking about reduction of obesity, children doing better in school, great birth outcomes, being able to support those really fragile babies that may have a lot of medical problems. These are all things that WIC want to be able to support and to provide for our communities. So we're hoping that this will happen very seamlessly. We have done testing upon testing. As a matter of fact, the staff back at the office is still doing testing of the program so that we're ready to pilot in January. We have created the card, these are complimentary cards, that do not look like the government issue. This on the picture of the card is a Rhode Island lighthouse. There will be no names attached to it, just a number. And that's it. So these cards will be easier for people to use. If you lose a paper check, we can't replace them because of tracking right now. If a person loses their card, they'll be able to call us up. We know what benefits they still have on it. We'll be able to replace the card, and people won't be out the food again. So we really look forward to being able to support and promote this and get out there and talk about this and really have people come back to the program. Those that have not been able to really manage all of the follow-up appointments, we are, again, streamlining everything. So we're hoping this will all make things much better. The other thing, we do have food guides for people that we'll be giving out, and these just kind of go over the types of foods that people have available, but again, they're going to have more flexibility. They right now, if a check says 36 ounces of WIC cereal, first you have to know what a WIC cereal is, but the other thing is you'd have to buy all 36 ounces at once. Where now, with the e-card, you can buy a 12-ounce package, and 2 weeks later, if you want to buy another 12-ounce package, you can. So we're really looking forward to this, and we really hope that anyone who comes in contact with any clients that may be eligible for the WIC program, or even if they're not, just give us a call and we'll be able to help them walk through. The one thing I should talk about is that WIC has what we call adjunctive eligibility. So people have to meet certain income guidelines, but if a client is getting right care or Medicaid, or if they're getting SNAP benefits, they are automatically income eligible for the program. So again, we really are trying to streamline things so that people understand this, that we do not ask immigration status at all, because for us, it's about health. It's about keeping the people who are living in Rhode Island healthy. And that's the bottom line for our program. But thank you very much.
Thank you, Anne, and for the great services that you provide to this absolutely critical population. This week, the food bank and its member agencies are busy ensuring that families receive a holiday basket and celebrate Thanksgiving along with the rest of us. We know our work is only possible because of generous Rhode Islanders who donate money and volunteers who donate their time. And we're very grateful for all of that, but we're actually asking people to do more now. We want you to donate, we want you to volunteer, and now we're asking everyone to advocate. Oppose any cuts to SNAP. Promote WIC, promote school breakfast, and increase state funding for the food bank so that we can guarantee that no one in Rhode Island goes hungry, not this week or any week.